I like these flowers because they are kind of natural looking. The petals aren't all the same, maybe a little bit painterly in their effect. I think they make nice fall flowers. So this is for the center of the flower. Remember, centers are small. They take only a tiny bit of clay, but this center will last me for a lot of projects. Here I have chosen some colors that I want for the center. These I chose dark, some dark colors. And I'm going to cut that into 7 sections. Because that way it spreads out, that kind of confetti look, that kind of sprinkled look, spreads it out. And sometimes this works better than others, so you do need to practice. So there's the center. You can decide how much of, modeled effect that you'd like. But now I have plenty of center for a couple flowers. The next is to take a blend. All the blends I use for my fall flowers have some brown mixed in. This is a nice dusty rose, some pink with brown to white. I also didn't bother making an entire blend. This one I actually mixed up a couple colors and stacked them. So you don't always have to make a whole blend because a little goes a long way with these. I only needed a few small flowers. So now, in my tutorials, you see me using this a lot. I love this technique of making lines. This one is really crazy, random. You almost can't overdo it. If it breaks apart and doubles up, you can double the layers. You can make it as crazy as you want. See how it broke there, and I just squished it back on because I want it to look really random and natural. So at the very end, I squish it all up, flatten the top, flatten the bottom, make a nice thick sheet there. And this last set of indentations, this is where the petals will separate out. So make as many petals as you'd like. You've probably never seen this technique for making flowers before. And we will fill those in with the triangles from my 3 Skills to Master video. These triangles are very useful. If you want pointed petals like a sunflower, then the triangles should be rounded. If you want rounded petals, the triangles will be pinched in so that they have concave edges just to fill in between the rounded petals. I like to make sure that the edges, the sharp edges of those triangles touch so that it covers the entire sheet, finishes up the backing. Now you don't need a background for your flower because it is covered now. And it needs to hold together very nicely. So because we are going to bend this and we don't want it to break. Now the length of that will determine how big the center is. That's why I like this technique. You could squish that so short that it has a teeny tiny center. Or if it's really long and wrapped around a great big circle, then it'll have this huge center. And sometimes fall flowers especially look like they have a large center with tiny little petals around. So this will have a decent sized center. So I will use more of that center than I expected. This is where you just need to keep checking the size. Stretch out that center till it's the right size. And also this part where it comes together, you need to take some care with that because that is a place where it might make the flower look a little bit funny, but also it adds to the random natural look. Now I reduce it and this is what it looks like. It's especially lovely when layered with other colors or leaves.